Good morning. Good morning. Well, you know you're meant for more, don't you? Destined for a bigger career, more impactful life. Yet there's something holding you back that's stopping you from getting where you know you're meant to be. Well, these are the anchors that drag us down in our career and our life. And I'm James Foster from the Career Mastery Revolution. And today we're exploring these anchors and discovering how we might be able to break free. So, it's true for each and every one of us that we have these anchors that are part of our life that hold us back, that stop us from moving forward. It doesn't really matter who you are, whether you're the CEO of a multinational corporation, whether you're uh, a program director running global programs, or whether you're just somebody who is starting out, kicking off your career, just having left university and got into something new, and it's all exciting, but you just still feel that there's things that are holding you back, and it's true for everyone. What are these anchors? What are these chains that we have to break? Well, they're the fear of failure. They are the feeling that you're not good enough. They are the feeling that you might be a fraud, or of overwhelm, procrastination, imposter syndrome. All of these mindset issues that we all carry with us, all of us carry with us to some greater or lesser extent. And it all stops us from taking those steps that we need to take that are going to move our life forward and our career forward. And where do they come from? Well, they're inbuilt. They're built up over the years. They're part of who we are. They're part of our psyche. They are programmed into us from early life, where we're told things like, here's a classic that holds people back. We're told that money is evil, that having money is evil. And so, therefore, anything that is propelling us to have more money in our own mindset is maybe an evil thing. Why I shouldn't have this money? Others haven't got it. Why should I have it? Rather than the feeling of, actually, I can do good with this money and I can help others and I can make a difference, which is the more beneficial mindset. So there's a programming that takes place. For me, a lot of that programming was that I was never good enough. I couldn't make it to the level that I wanted to make it to. And I had so many people who would remind me of it every single time I told them about wanting to make something of myself or achieve something. They would say, "Oh well, it's you. You never make that. You'll never get there. You're not good enough," and that builds into your mindset. Another issue I have is with procrastination, the feeling that you can't move on, that you've you've got to put it aside and do something else, that you're just holding yourself back. So how do you break free from those anchors? That's a really good question, and the answer is not straightforward. The first thing is it's about reprogramming. You have to understand the fact that these things have built up with you over time, that they're not new, and that they're not just going to disappear overnight. Earlier last year, 2023, I took part in an online event with uh, a guy called Dean Graciosi, where he was launching his new iteration of his Knowledge Broker program. And on the event, he had several speakers. One of them was a lady called Maria Forleo. Now, Maria is an American entrepreneur. If you look her up, you'll see that she's been very, very successful. And she was speaking, and this is a lady that has been extremely successful. And she was telling us about her overwhelm that she felt, that she experienced as she was trying to grow her business, as she was trying to move it to another level. how that she had to she had, what was it, stacking and stacking and piling up of things that needed to be done, and how it was holding her back all the time because she felt that she was the one that had to do it all. And it stopped her from moving forward. It stopped her from taking those steps that she needed to take. And she told us about how she overcame this, and it was actually a simple technique. Um, a simple technique to say, a more difficult technique to do. She simply told herself that she doesn't do overwhelm. One day she just got up, looked at herself in the mirror, and said, I don't do overwhelm. That's not who I am. That's not what I'm meant to be. Now, just making a statement isn't going to change anything. But making that statement repeatedly, continuously, every time you feel it, I don't do overwhelm, that's not me, starts to reprogram your brain. There's a process called neuroplasticity, which is a mechanism by which neurons in your brain that start firing and affecting those other neurons near them, they start creating new programs in your brain. Now, I'm no brain I'm no brain specialist, so I'm not going to tell you anything more about it than that. You can look up neuroplasticity yourself on the web and find out much more about it than I could ever tell you. But I have read these articles, and I do know something about the reprogramming process, creating new channels where the river that's been flowing down one path is moved to another path. This is an analogy of a river running down a mountain, and how over time, when you've ingrained a river into a particular path, but if you want that river to move down another, you've got to dig another channel for it to move down. And that's this neuroplasticity. So by constantly reprogramming yourself or programming yourself to say, I don't do overwhelm, I don't do procrastination, it's not part of who I am, it's not what I'm about. It doesn't change overnight, but the impact can happen overnight, because you suddenly, every time something comes up and says, there's more to do, you've got to do all of this. Well, I don't do overwhelm. So you look for another solution to it, and you bring that solution back. Overwhelm, what can you do about it? Delegation. And one of the problems with overwhelm is the fear of delegation. So you've got to overcome that fear that there are other people to do it. You getting people, I mean, why do everything yourself when you can pay somebody to do it? Your time is more precious. Your time is better spent on doing things that are moving the needle in your business. So why are you wasting time on stuff that other people can be doing for you? Yeah, you have to pay a check, you have to pay the piper, as it were, but it's freeing you to do those things that are going to take your business forward, and your time is more precious than than holding it back on doing stuff that others could do for you, just delegating it to others in your own organization, etc., etc. It's easy, not easy, it's simple when you think about it, that every single thing that hold us back, there is a solution for, if only we look for it, and if only we're prepared to do what's necessary. But the first stage of that is to recognize it in ourselves and to stop doing it. Simple. I don't do procrastination. Procrastination has held me back so much in my life, but I don't do procrastination, not anymore. That doesn't mean to say that I don't do procrastination, but when I recognize it, I stop and I go, that's me back in the old ways. Stop procrastinating. Take hold of this and move it forward. And I do a little mantra. I don't do procrastination. It's not in me. It's not who I am. It's not what I do. And then I think, to move this forward, what have I got to do? I've got this, I've got that. And I start doing it there and then. Immediately, I move the needle. I move forward in that. Imposter syndrome, the fear of failure, feeling you're not good enough. I am good enough. I am good enough. I have achieved all this so far in my life. this is good. This has moved things forward. I have had success. I will continue to have success. And if I keep doing this, it will move things forward. Each chain that's holding you back has to be dealt with separately, but it has to be dealt with. And if you deal with it, you'll suddenly find that you're unfettered, that there's nothing holding you back, and that your life starts moving forward. Suddenly, the job that seemed too daunting to do is just a challenge. We have to move forward with it. We have to get over it. As Dean Graciosa says, take on bigger challenges, solve bigger problems. Because if you're solving bigger problems, you're moving forward. Solving small problems, that's what's stopping you from getting to the bigger problems. And if you're taking on bigger problems, if you're moving your life forward, those problems become bigger, but they're not insurmountable. And because you've had the success with those other problems, the bigger problems reduce in size, and you move in your life forward. And this is what this is true for everybody, but it is a daily challenge. It's not something that happens overnight. It's not something that you can tackle today and it's done forever. It's constantly reprogramming your mindset. It's constantly dealing with the issue that's there then holding you back, whether it's overwhelm, procrastination, imposter syndrome, feeling fear of failure, taking the courage to act now. Courage is not dealing with fear and getting rid of it. It's moving forward despite the fear. For the guys in the who have been in the battlefield, and I know nothing of this at all, but for the guys who've been in the battlefield who had to move forward, they were afraid. There was nothing. There was nowhere they were not afraid, but they had to take the steps to move them forward, despite what the challenges were. And that's the same for each and every one of us. There is fear in moving forward. There is fear in what we've got to do, but you've got to have the courage to move forward despite the fear. Well, I hope this has given you some ideas about how you can cut yourself free of those anchors that have been holding you back or are holding you back. And this is part of the career mastery revolution. We deal with helping you to take steps on a daily basis that are going to help you focus and engage with where you need to get to and how you're going to get there, and to tackle and deal with all of those anchors that have been holding you back. They're part of the career mastery revolution, a new way of, or a new whole thought process into how to manage your life and run and your career, rather than the old ways, which is just drifting from job to job and hoping that it takes you in the direction that you want to go, or having some notion of where you want to go, and yeah, doing the training, etc., and just hoping it takes you. This is about directing it and being in control yourself and moving your life in the direction you want it to go. So this has been James Foster. This is the Career Mastery Revolution. In this, in the description with this video, there will be a link. I haven't put it there yet, but there will be a link to my Career Mastery Revolution Ultimate Guide, which will help you, will give you some of the steps that you need to be taking now in order to move your career forward. And it's an invitation to join the Career Mastery Revolution yourself. If you take this up, you become part of the Career Mastery Revolution. You're signing into my program, and we will work together going forward. This is James Foster, and Careers Matter.